I started my agency on May 19th, 2023 and made $0 until 9 months later. And in the last 5 months, I went from having $38.37 inside of my bank account with $1,000 in credit card debt to collecting $60,000 and generating $34,000 in revenue in the last 30 days. And the number one reason why I was able to do that is because I figured out how to position my offer in a way where nearly every single prospect understands the unique value in what I do, and that I understand them in a way where they actually believe that I can solve their problem. Okay, so in this video, if you stick to the end, you are going to have everything that you need to get the same results as me to create a killer offer so that people feel stupid saying no, okay? And so that you can finally reach that 10K per month guru number, and you can finally retire your parents and stop worrying about where your next client is going to come from, okay? So let's jump into this document, and I'm going to walk you through the entire thing, okay? So in order to make sure that you have the best offer in your entire market, here are the steps that we're going to take inside of this video, okay? So number one is how to not make an offer, and this is a lot more important than you might think. Market research, defining point B, unique mechanisms, guaranteeing pricing, and the top 3 offers for SMMA, okay? So a lot of the time, the best cure for anything is prevention, okay? So let's set things clear as to what you should not be doing when making an offer, okay? So you see when most people start their SMMA business, right? This is how they make offers. They watch Iman's best video, best business model in 2025, right, on how to start an SMMA, right? And everyone decides they want to do Facebook ads, right? Then they read $100 million and say they want to guarantee results, and then they watch a Jordan Platten video and decide to make their offer a quote-ready leads to contractors, right? And funny enough, way back I had a client who actually called his business Fix Reach and decided to literally like offer this service, right? And it's a blatant obviously copy, right? And it doesn't work, okay? And that's a really smart way of making an offer if you want to stay poor forever, okay? So this is the issue, right, with what most people do. And you might think that you like, if you copy something that works, it's going to work for you. That's not necessarily true, because everyone thinks that. And then when everyone is offering 5 quote ready leads, they kind of get desensitized. The whole market's like, okay, these guys are just a bunch of scam, right? So how do you actually position yourself differently? And how do you position yourself in a way where these people actually want to hear what you have to say and buy your service, okay? This is how you do it, okay? This is what they do, right? They pick the service, then the offer, and then the niche, which doesn't make sense, right? And if I knew why this is bad, I would have saved months of time and I'd be making a lot more money than I am right now, okay? Because people, right, prospects will buy things because they want them, not because you want to sell them. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, no freaking shit, Josh, right? But seriously, most people decided to run Facebook ads and help contractors and get more leads, like independent of each other. And you can't do that, right? You have to essentially pick the niche first and then decide what you want to offer them, right? Because it's you have to choose something for that person, right? You don't pick the thing you want to give someone before you ask the person if that's what they want, right? Imagine if a surgeon decided, I want to do brain surgery today, and not necessarily saying that he only deals with brain surgery patients, right? Regardless of what the patient needs. So if a patient broke his leg, obviously the surgeon wouldn't perform brain surgery, right? You have to look at what the person needs and then prescribe the kind of surgery or medication that the person needs, right? So this is like what 90% of people do, is they say, well, I want to give people Facebook ads, but it's not always that people actually need Facebook ads, right? If you want to do a brain surgery, like it's not, you have to decide what niche actually needs brain surgery. You don't pick the thing, you don't pick the solution before you pick the problem, right? So you look at this guy with the broken leg, right? You have to look at the guy and what his issue is before you decide what to give him, right? If you are deciding what you want to give them before you even know what the problem is, you're just gonna, like in this case, obviously you get sued and probably get the death penalty or something like that, right? It's the same thing with your offer, except you probably won't get the death penalty. You'll just stay broke, okay? You cannot decide the service that you are going to provide independent of what the problem in your market is, okay? Everything in your business has to evolve around your client, around your prospects, and around your market, okay? So now that you know what not to do, Okay, here's a simple framework that will guarantee you a good foundation for an offer. Okay, so number one, pick a niche. Okay, so find the guy with the issue. And then number two, figure out where to contact them. What's the best place to contact this niche? Is it email? Is it like cold calling? Is it on Instagram, Twitter? Like, where can you find them the easiest? Where are the most of them congregating online? Okay. Then you're going to reach out to 100 of them and ask what their biggest problem with scaling their business is, right? And you will start to see a pattern very, very quickly, because a lot of the market is the same and a lot of the market has the same problems, right? Then what you do there, once you actually figure out what the main problem is for this niche, is you do some research on the best way to solve that problem. Okay, so here's a realistic way as to how this could play out in real life. Okay, so first thing, you pick the ecom niche. Okay, you find out that most of them can be easily contacted through email. Okay, then you find out that more than half of them have a problem with customer lifetime value. Okay, number four is that you find out that email and SMS marketing is the best way to solve that problem of customer lifetime value for e-com stores, right? Then you create an offer packaging that service as a solution to their problem, which I'm going to show you the step 5 in a second here, right? Now, keep in mind that this is an example. I have no clue what the biggest problem is for e-com stores. The best way to figure out what the biggest problem for e-com stores is, again, like I said, to ask the e-com stores, right? Which you can just email them or something, okay? Here is another example. Let's say you pick the gym niche. You found that most of them can be easily contacted through Facebook and Instagram, okay? You find that a lot of them have a difficult time getting new members through the door, okay? And you find out that Facebook ads are the best way to solve that problem. Then you create an offer packaging the service of Facebook ads as a solution to their problem, okay? That is the steps that you need to follow to figure out what service you need to provide and how to essentially package that, okay? And I'm going to show you how to like unique and differentiate yourself in a second here, okay? So now that we have done our market research, okay? So this is the very first thing that you should do after you watch this video if you haven't already, okay? But now that we know exactly what problem we are trying to solve, we can move into how we're actually going to package this and turn it into an offer, okay? There are 3 main things that you need to build an offer, okay? This is point B, which is the desired result of the market, okay? With this problem specifically, okay? The unique mechanism that you're going to use to get them there, and then the guarantee of the result, okay? Now, before we get into what these 3 things are, I need to leave a quick disclaimer, okay? So let's use the second example that we've decided to run for Facebook ads and gyms, right? Your offer is not Facebook ads, okay? Your offer, like I said here, it's the desired result in a specific time frame with some kind of a guarantee backing behind it using a unique mechanism, okay? You're not offering Facebook ads, okay? This is the biggest problem in this market I see, is that people go out and they're like, do you want Facebook ads? No one gives a fuck about your Facebook ads, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you like that, but no one cares, okay? They care about getting their problem solved. They care about getting new members through the door. They care about having customers repeat buy, right? That's what they care about. They don't care about your Facebook ads, okay? So think about this, right? Google is not a search engine. It's information in one click. Coke is not a drink. It's pleasure in a bottle, okay? Insurance is not financial security. It's peace of mind. Your offer is not Facebook ads. It's clients or cash in the bank, right? And you can even extrapolate this further, right? You can say that it's not clients, it's like being able to have financial freedom, right? It's not clients, it's able to travel the world, right? It's all these things that they really, really want deep down inside. With obviously the problem is that they don't have a way of getting clients. And this is like this crazy thing that I see, that people don't know how to even define a problem. Like I asked them, like, what's the biggest problem in your market? And they're saying like, well, they don't have a social media presence. It's like, that's not like inherently a problem. Like, what's the actual problem, right? It's not that the problem is not a lack of social media marketing, right? The problem is no clients, or like a predictable way of getting clients without having to spend a ton of money on ads and have diminishing returns and being able to break past that, right? That is the problem. Social media marketing is not like a lack of a solution is not necessarily a problem, right? Like you don't necessarily have, like your problem isn't necessarily like if you're a brain surgeon, obviously like the solution that you have to people's problems is brain surgery, right? But a lack of brain surgery is not a problem. Like a tumor in your head is the problem, right? And people mix this up, and it kind of pisses me off, okay? So when most people like reach out through cold outreach, like I was saying, they try and offer Facebook ads, but no one gives a shit about your Facebook ads, only the result of Facebook ads. So don't talk about the Facebook ads, just talk about the results, okay? You can literally book people like in on calls, and I do this all the time. Like I don't tell people what I do, right? I just tell people the result that I'm going to get them, and then I explain what they do on the call, right? Like you don't have to tell people that you do Facebook ads until you're like pitching them, basically, right? Like people just care about one, can you actually get them the result, and two, like why should they believe you, right? That's what they care about. Okay, that is point B. Okay, right now where they're at right now is point A. Where they want to go is point B. Your offer is point B. Okay, that's what they actually care about. That is what you are offering. Okay, now when you are presenting your offer, right, because you can get people on calls, you have to have some tangibility to what you're saying, or else people will think you're just bullshitting, right? This is why it's important to have some sort of unique mechanism, which is basically a shiny object. Okay, so if you are offering Facebook ads to gyms, what sounds more compelling? We'll get you new members using Facebook ads, or we'll get you new members using our AI local attraction system. Now, if you heard this, you're probably going to be like, what the hell is this? Is this some like new fancy thing? I need to learn about this, right? In both cases, right, it might just be the same service. This might just be like Facebook ads, and then you have like some high level nurturing or something like that, right? They both might just be Facebook ads. But this sounds more attractive, right? This sounds like something that you might want to book a call about to find out what the hell is this thing that I'm missing out on, right? FOMO is a real thing, okay? So that is really important to have something like this. The more you do this, like I've created dozens of offers for a ton of different clients, so I have a lot of kind of practice naming these things, right? But a lot of the times if you just like add the word AI into your thing, people will be like, ooh, that's so cool, right? And this is something that'll change over time. But having like one of these like fancy keywords and then just like putting some kind of like weird system name to your thing, a lot of the time that'll get people. Okay, now to finish up with packaging, let's talk about guarantees. Okay, this is very important. Do not skip this part because this is a game changer. Okay, guarantees are one of the most important things as it makes point B, their desired result, way more tangible and will make appointment booking and the sale way easier. Like you would not imagine how many times that I've booked calls and closed deals strictly because of the fact that I have a guarantee, right? So very important. Okay, you will make a lot more money a lot way easier if you just have a guarantee. Now this is something that you should just do, right? So how you actually do this is you want to look at their point B, right? Their desired result, and you want to actually make it tangible. So first thing, and the easiest way to do this is to do kind of some sort of a pay on results basis, where you say that you're going to get, I don't know, something that will actually like an improvement to what they're currently doing. So maybe your average gym is getting like 5 new members a month, then you can guarantee you'll get them like another 15 members a month using your AI local attraction system, and then you can kind of test what's actually, you can look at kind of the biggest competitors in your market. You can see what their typical result is, and then you can kind of reverse engineer what you'd be able to safely guarantee from there. That's typically how I'd go, and then you can adjust basically from there. Okay, now in terms of pricing, there is something that Alex Hormozy calls create flow, monetize flow, then add friction. Okay, and this is kind of the philosophy that I use around pricing as well, meaning when you first start out, don't be afraid to work on pure commission, right? Because getting the results and experience is the most important thing. And what I mean by that is your ability to offer crazy results and your ability to really have a great service, which is going to get people to stick around for a long time. Your ability to get case studies so that you can leverage those and sign more clients and book more appointments is the most important thing, right? Once you actually have that, you can start to increase your price, and you'll want to continue to increase your price until you start to get diminishing returns, okay? And diminishing returns when it comes to sales essentially means that the lifetime value divided by cost to acquire a customer starts to drop, at which point you should not increase the price anymore, okay? So let's say you get like $100 per appointment, right? Per showed appointment. Let's just keep the math simple. That'd be pretty good, by the way. And then let's say you're closing 1 in every 5 guys, right? So it costs you $500 to get a customer. And let's say your lifetime value is 5 months, you're charging $1,000 per month, okay? So essentially you're paying $500 to get $5,000, okay? Let's just say you're doing that. And then let's say you increase your price to $1,500, okay? But now, let's say your closing rate might drop slightly, so now you're closing 1 in every, let's say 1 in every 10 would be drastic. Let's say 1 in every 6, okay? So now you have to pay $600 to get a customer, and maybe your LTV drops to, I don't know, let's say it's 4 months now. So you're getting $6,000 for $600, right? So if you do the math, you're essentially the same there. But let's say you increase it again, right? Now you're dropping your let's say you increase it to 2K and you drop your close rate drops to 1 in every 10. Okay, so now you're paying, and your lifetime value, let's say it drops to 3 months. Okay, so now you're still getting $6,000 per customer, but you're paying $1,000 to get them, which means the lifetime value divided by a cost to acquire a customer is actually lower, even though you increase your price, at which point you want to go back to the previous price point and then stay at that. That's what diminishing returns is. Okay, now that is how you price your services. That's how you gradually increase your price until you basically shouldn't do that anymore. Okay, now before we wrap up, here are the 3 best SMMA offers that I have seen to this date. Okay, number 1 is setup fee plus commission. So one of my friends, Ian, ran this model for a few months, he's doing Google ads and Facebook ads for landscapers, and easily was able to scale to $17,000 a month in the landscaping niche. Now I say easily, obviously with a caveat, it's not going to be easy regardless of what you do, but this works really well, right? This model is because it's very easy to sign clients up, right? Because the offer is kind of a no-brainer. It's just like you charge $500 and then like 5%, 10% commission depending on the price of your client's products, right? And obviously with landscaping, they charge a lot, so you can make a lot with 5% commission. Okay, makes it super easy to get clients, and makes a lot of money for you if you're charging high ticket. Okay, number 2 is setup fee plus pay per show deployment, or you can even do pay per book deployment. I think pay per show is just better, but you can do what you want, right? This is a model that I used to reach my first 10K month in February, which was 4 months ago. And this model works for any business that needs lead generation. So you can go, you can do this using outreach, or you can do this with ads if you're doing it for local businesses, right? So either of those will work. Again, very easy to get clients and start getting client results and testimonials really quickly. The only downside of this is it becomes difficult to scale past like 20K a month, because you're getting paid for different things from different people at different times every 2 weeks, and it just becomes operationally confusing. It's not like you can't do it, but it just becomes kind of just better to switch models, right? And then number 3 is system transfer / build and release. Okay, so this is a great way to sell your offer. It allows your clients to just pay a one-time fee, and then you basically get the entire system for life, meaning they aren't binded by the hip to you, and then you can collect big fees up front and scale super easily. You can do this in a couple different ways, right? So you can either give them the steps to build it out themselves, or like with your help, or you can basically build and operate the system for just a couple months, and then you can release it to their business. And then if you do it that way, you can charge a lot more. Okay, so that's everything you need to know, basically to start signing up a bunch of new clients and making a ton of money. If you want more appointments and if you want to scale your company with outbound, then you can click the link below. If not, no worries. See you later. Bye.